Hey guys.
Come along with me as I update this deck and make it look brand new with just a few materials.
Hey guys. So today I'm at my mom's cottage, which is in a beach town near where I live, and she needs some help restaining her deck. The deck's probably about 10 years old. Could be wrong about that. So it's definitely time for it to get redone. She uses this cottage. It's a really cute little nautical cottage. She uses it for herself, and then sometimes she even rents it out. So we're just gonna do some maintenance on it today. So I hope you enjoy. Step one, we needed to power wash it. So I brought my power washer. We're gonna power wash the whole deck. There's definitely some green algae and stuff growing on it, or moss. So that's gonna be satisfying to do. And then, depending on the weather, it looks like it's not raining anymore. And if we have time, we'll use some deck brightener, and then we'll finish it with a clear sealer.
Alright, so here's some before shots of what the deck looks like. As you can see, it's definitely silvered over time. It has kind of like a film on top of it, so it gets very slippery when it's wet, which is a bit of a hazard. So we're going to try and make this look as new as possible. So I think we're just going to take the no, the pressure washer. That's what it's called, the pressure washer. We're going to take that and we're basically going to put it on one of the more aggressive settings, and then it will basically kind of shave off that layer and expose some more raw wood, and then it'll help us bring it back to life. So all in all, this project took about 2 weekends to do. I think you could get away with doing it in one weekend if you did long hours. Part of the reason why I did it over two was because of the rain. You can't have it rain 48 hours after you put the stain down, so that kind of prolonged it a little bit. I will say pressure washing has to be my favorite chore I've ever done, especially in the middle of summer, so I'm certainly not complaining about that. The next little bit here will be a lot of pressure washing because that was the majority of what needed to be done and what took the longest. So if you want to watch, please do. And then if you want to skip to the next step, then go to the 8-minute mark. So story time. When I was pressure washing, the neighbor next door opened the window and was like, psst, psst, come here. So I go over and she asks me, hey, do you smell dead animal? And I said, no, I don't smell dead animal. And she said, well, I've been smelling dead animal for the last 3 days. I can't even keep my window open. I think you have a dead animal under your porch. So I'm like, oh no, that's not good. We gotta fix that. So I went down and I crawled all underneath. I did not see a single dead animal. Um, but now I'm very paranoid about it. So then she was telling me about a story because these are all old cottages, right? Like these are all from late 1800s, early 1900s. So there's crawl spaces and all that stuff in it. She was telling me that there was a dead cat under hers for like months, and that she just nobody knew and they could just smell it. So I'm panicking, thinking like, oh no, I don't want that to happen again. My mom will not be impressed. So, but I never found it, and then I basically spent the next 2 weekends completely paranoid the whole time I was on the deck, thinking that there's a dead animal somewhere that I can't find. So behind where I'm pressure washing, you can actually see a white birch tree. It's a beautiful tree, but it's growing. Originally, when they made the deck a few years back, they had a little cutout for the tree, but now the tree is growing into the deck. So I never filmed it, but I also had to at some point take a jigsaw, and I had to cut a bigger hole in that because the tree started to actually grow into the deck. So that was an extra step that I just didn't mention. So it was starting to get pretty hot at this point. So as you can see, Gunner, he was kind of sneaking in there to get some mist put on him to cool him down.
Alright, so this is the next morning. So you can see the parts here that I've done. Not the best lighting, but then you can see the unfinished parts here. So as you can see, pretty much a night and day difference. When I look closely at it, you can see little divots from where the sander kind of bit into it a little bit. I'm gonna sand that once it's all done. I'm gonna give it a sand with a very low grit followed by a high grit, and that should get rid of some of that. In any case, even if I left it, it still looks way better than that. So, all right, let's keep on keeping on.
Okay, so we are on the next step, which is deck whitener, otherwise known as oxalic acid. So that is just essentially going to even out all of the wood and any discoloration that's still there from just the wear and tear. So I just applied this with a foam roller, just to use one I had so that I could throw it out afterwards, and I went in with one coat of the deck whitener. I probably could have got away with 2 or 3 to really get an even wood tone, but I ran out of time and material. On the other end, you could also skip this step, but just understand that a lot of that discoloration and uneven wood tone that you see when the wood is wet, that's going to come up with the sealer if you skip this step. I'm just going in with the sander to remove any of the marks that I made from the pressure washer, also to prevent any splinters, so it'll be nice and smooth on your feet, and it'll also help the stain absorb into the wood better.
On to the last step. I have an hour before I need to be somewhere, so this is going to be the quickest stain job I've ever done. Last step is we're just going to use some clear stain. So with all the prep work that we've done, it should go on fairly nicely. And then we're going to put it on with just an application like this. Let's go.
And there you have it. Just a reminder of what the before looked like and the after. All in all, super happy with how it turned out. Hopefully my mom likes it. I think that it's definitely gonna increase the ability to enjoy this deck for a lot longer. And the clear coat, it really shouldn't peel or anything like that, so it should be a long time before we need to restain this again.